Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and I'm going to break down Game 2 between the Spurs and the Suns. Now this is all going to come down to defense and who's going to make better adjustments and play better defense overall. Let me show you what I mean. Here's an example of a bad defensive player, Jason Richardson. Now here he's in position, he's guarding his man, but when the screen comes he decides to switch and doesn't talk even though he didn't need to switch, leaving his man wide open. To prove it's no fluke, he's guarding Jefferson here, who goes baseline. He doesn't move, doesn't put a body on him, and lets him go right to the basket for a layup. Bad effort. Now here's the biggest problem the Spurs are going to have. They do not hedge and squeeze Nash on these screen and rolls. I mean, look where Duncan is. He should be way up there to squeeze him and get the ball out of his hands. With this kind of deep penetration, they're going to get killed all night. Now here's a nice example of San Antonio's offense. They set up a triangle on the right side with a little of a high post. And then they execute a really nice back screen because his back is to the baseline. That's why you call it a back screen. And then basically get a pick and roll out of this and then a give and go right back to Duncan for a layup. Beautiful. If McDyess can do this every time, the Spurs will have a chance. He'll hedge high, they'll squeeze Nash, he picks the dribble up and then actually throws it away. If they don't do that, they're going to lose. Here's an example of a lousy hedge. Duncan backs up, lets him split it, and he goes right to the basket for a layup. I don't want to pick on Richardson, but it's too easy. Here he's going to reach like a little fourth grader, and then when the ball goes back to his man, he doesn't get back in position, and then gets up a layup from it. Okay, again, no hedge on the screen and roll. McDyess backs up, they get a mismatch, and Nash just nails a jumper in his face. They're going to lose if they keep doing this. Again, another screen and roll. Duncan this time doesn't come up and hedge. They let Nash suck the defense in, and then Hill gets in for a layup. Okay, their best defenders, Duncan and Manu, they're not hedging here. They're not squeezing the dribbler. So just in case you think it only happens off of one pass, when they whip the ball around like that, it all started from not getting the ball out of the dribbler's hands and putting pressure on him in the first place. I never thought I'd say this, but here, Duncan is a liability on defense, and Popovich made a mistake. They should have taken him out because if you see, Phoenix is really tiny right now. So instead, he can't get out. He's not comfortable closing out on a three-point shooter. Boom. This is where the Suns took control of the game. Now here the Spurs don't even try and hedge. They just switch the screen and roll. And that's not the problem. The problem again is that Duncan is in there guarding Grant Hill. They're that small and he cannot guard him there. They isolate, they take him one-on-one. He's a liability. Pop should have taken him out. So there you have it, folks. Duncan is a liability on defense. I never thought I'd say that, and maybe his career is coming to an end. But when Phoenix goes to that small lineup, he cannot guard Channing Frye or Grant Hill. It's too much of a liability, and they're going to have to take him out even if it's the fourth quarter. If they don't do that, I don't see the Spurs turning this thing around. They probably lose in 5, maybe 6 tops. Well, there you have it, folks. I thank you for coming by, and stay tuned for my next breakdown at B-Ball Breakdown.